Okay, this is Sean Bradley. I'm here on site. We're going to go over what the differences are between objections, rebuttals, and expectations. So, watch that you don't hit the buttons. Okay, so, and you guys don't keep the camera on me, it's fine, but you could talk in the background. You guys had mentioned a couple minutes ago different definitions for objections, rebuttals, and expectations, and it might be confusing, so I'm going to kind of clear it up. An objection is an obstacle. An objection is almost like an obtrusion. Try to imagine if you're driving and there's a big tree in the road. You can't go forward. It's an obstacle. Now, obviously it's an analogy. It's not an objection. It's an obstacle. How do you get around, or how do you go through it? What's going to happen is you can either go under the obstacle, you could go over the obstacle, you could go around the obstacle, or you could go right through the obstacle. Would you all agree with that?
Yes.
Louder?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the same thing with an objection, but here's the difference. Let's say I'm a showroom sales consultant, or I'm a phone sales consultant, and I am engaged with a prospect, and I try to make the appointment. I say, okay, Mr. Customer, when's the best time for you to come in today, in the afternoon, evening? They stop me and they say, what's your price? That is an objection. Or if they turn around and say, you know what, I'm not going to come in until you give me the best price. Ladies, does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay, that's an objection. An objection you have to react to. Okay, again, an objection you have to react to, whereas an expectation is somebody's wants or wishes. It's an expectation is something that you're proactive with. Listen to the difference. Valerie, quick question for you. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before?
No.
Okay, just so you know, what were you looking to accomplish by going online?
Finding the best price.
Okay, you heard that? I just identified her expectation. Price could be used as an expectation or as an objection. Now, a trained sales professional can handle it both ways. They can handle an objection, pretty, professionally and swiftly, but I rather handle, price as an expectation. So how do we convert price from being an objection to an expectation? Well, let's instigate it. Let's create, the price scenario to happen when we want it to happen. How do we do that? By having a structured phone process. And the dealer sends you phone process, and step 5 is just a setup question. It's a yes or no setup question when we say, have you ever purchased a vehicle online before? Yes or no. If the prospect says no, okay, we set up for step 6, which is identify expectations and implement rebuttals. Again, identify expectations and implement rebuttals. So what we're doing is we're basically saying in step 6, quick question for you. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before? Is that correct? No, that's step 5. Thank you. Step 5 is the setup question. See, I want you guys to know what step 6 is. Step 6 is, what were you looking to accomplish by going online? Like Dr. Covey says, I'm seeking first to understand before being understood. I'm asking the most powerful, most important question to the prospect. Why are you going online? Why are you using the internet? Why are you not walking into the dealership? Why are you not calling me? Why did you choose the internet as your source to connect with us? So again, what are you looking to accomplish by going online? And most people are going to say price, and I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I'm prepared. Because if I have my word tracks, my objections and rebuttals, I'm prepared. You know what really screws people up, salespeople especially, is that if they're talking, they're doing a thing, and all of a sudden it feels like the customer's attacking you. What's the price? You better come in. I want the best price. I want your only price, because if you don't give me the best price, I'm going to your competition and all this other stuff. It's overwhelming, and then you're reacting. You're like, you can't do that. You want to be in control. Sales is about control. If you can control the fluidity or the flow of the conversation, you at the end of the conversation are going to be the ultimate victor. You're going to be able to secure the appointment. Make sense? Again, price or any other objection could be handled as an expectation or an objection. The first thing I want to be able to do is to make sure that you guys are able to create the environment that this is an expectation. So one more time, I'm going to go through this with Val. Val, step 5. Have you ever purchased a vehicle online before?
No.
No. Okay, step 6. What were you looking to accomplish by going online?
Finding the best price.
Okay, price is now the what? Is it an objection or an expectation?
Expectation.
Expectation. Okay, so as an expectation, we are going to be able to be prepared to meet that expectation. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Does that clear it up a little bit, the difference between the objection and what have you? Now, to respond to you as far as what the rebuttal is, rebuttal means a response. That's what the rebuttal is. Okay, the rebuttal isn't the expectation, a rebuttal is the response. So when I turn around and I say the qualifying question, what are you looking to accomplish by going online? Your expectation is price. I'm looking for the best price. My response, I'm going to rebut. I'm going to respond to you by giving you one of my word tracks. Does anybody have any questions about that part of it? Expectations, rebuttals, objections, and how and what we're trying to do with that? Jen? Anybody else? Okay, so in closing, if you want to rewind this, it is a lot easier to handle a customer's expectation than it is to handle their objection. The other thing is, in the word tracks, let's digress to step 4 real quick. I'm going to add a little bonus material in here. Do you remember when we go through at the end of the color and we say, your first color choice I show here is black, is that correct? Yes. Just so I know, what is your second color choice? Green. Well, Mr. Customer, I got great news for you. Both of those vehicles are definitely available. What are we doing? Nobody asked at that point early in the conversation, do you have the car in stock or is it available?